Tworząc nową Kia Sorento, myśleliśmy o ludziach takich jak Daniel, dla których najwyższą wartość stanowi połączenie perfekcji i jakości z wyrafinowaną sztuką i finezją. Wybierając nową Kia Sorento, Daniel miał także na uwadze komfort przyjaciół, z którymi często podróżuje. Nowa Kia Sorento, stworzona dla perfekcjonistów, idealna dla każdego.
What do you get when you combine the world's best lens technology with precision archery? Absolute dominance. Pila and Zeiss have created the world's only archery-specific performance eyewear. With cutting-edge filtration for increased definition, perfect optics, and light-managing lenses to increase focus and relax the eye. Isn't it time you saw the advantage? See more gold with Pila.
Dead center for Rio, the great sportsman in archery. 20-year-old Bridger Deaton wins the gold medal. Julian de Loos. Rick van der Ven of the Netherlands is your gold medalist and able to hold his arms and that bow very high in the air, pose for his golden moment.
There comes a smile.
Excel Sights. Leading technology, proven results.
There are those of us who like to venture to the unexplored, to see the beauty in the strange and unknown.
Welcome to Wroclaw, third and next to last stop on the World Cup circuit. That's one of the main reasons so many of the best in the business came to Poland, to try and pick up precious points, to try and secure a spot at the World Cup finals in Mexico. This city in Poland has played a major role in European history. This past week it became the capital of archery's World Cup tour. The population of Poland's largest western city growing by about 300 temporary residents, all of them peering through the looking glass, hoping to find their way to Mexico City in October. Wherever in this world you happen to be watching, Dzień dobry, merhaba, hola, ni hao, bonjour, konnichiwa, grüezi, privyet, shalom, guten tag, buongiorno, annyeonghaseyo, willkommen, and good day, mates. You're looking live at the impeccably manicured grounds surrounding Centennial Hall, the crown jewel and best-known landmark here in Wroclaw, Poland, site of Stage 3 on the 2015 Archery World Cup Tour. Along with Canada's Crispin Dueñas, the bronze medalist from the 2013 World Championships on the beach in Belek. Well, I'm just your normal civilian, Carl Arky, rolling out the welcome mat here in Recurve Sunday at Stage 3 in Wrocław, Poland. I don't have a bronze medal from the World Championships I can brag about, Crispin.
I don't generally brag about that to many people either, so it's okay, don't worry.
I would if I were you. It's good to see you again, my friend.
It's really good to be here again. Unfortunately, I'd love to be shooting right now, but
right, you're sitting here.
Here is it's home again, so
all right.
Well,
we're glad to have you back with us. And obviously, you know, we've talked about this with other commentators this weekend. The Koreans are not here. Opportunities for others.
Yeah, it's the first World Cup stage, pretty much a week and a half or 2 weeks right after the World Championships that just happened in Copenhagen. So a lot of these archers are either coming from that championships, or some teams have sent their B teams, and some teams just didn't come at all. So this was definitely an interesting World Cup to be attending, just because of who's here, who can show that even if they're on a quote-unquote B team, can still compete with the rest of the world. So, and we're gonna see that right now, coming up with Belarus, and you don't generally see Belarus performing at a high level in the mixed team. I've seen the women's team, but for them to have the mixed team and show that they have a strong man and woman simultaneously is really a great thing for this country.
And then two of the heavyweights in the mixed team gold medal match, India and Mexico. And we'll talk about that momentarily. Mixed team format, 2 athletes, 1 male, 1 female per country. We use the set system for Recurve mixed team competition to determine the outcome. 2 points for winning a set, 1 point for splitting a set. The first to 5 total points is your winner. And first out of the tunnel here for the mixed team bronze medal match, the team from France. And of course, we're talking about Jean-Charles Valladont and Sophie Planitz. Very interesting duo right here. The veteran Jean-Charles and 17-year-old Sophie Planitz.
Yeah, she was at the Youth World Championships in Yankton, South Dakota earlier this year. Saw her shoot there, and now she's here competing on the World Senior stage, and I believe she was in Copenhagen as well, so she's a very strong shooter for her age, so good for her.
She picked up a mixed team bronze medal at Yankton at the World Youth Championships. 17 years of age, although she started shooting when she was 7 years old, so she's a veteran by now.
Yeah, that's a lot of years to be shooting for her age already.
And Jean-Charles, 26 years of age, 15th in the world. So that's the team from France. They'll be taking on the team that Crispin just mentioned, the team from Belarus, a team that beat the United States in a quarterfinal shoot-off 5-4 before losing to Mexico 5-3. By the way, France got here with a 6-2 quarterfinal win over Germany, then a 5-3 loss to India in the semifinals. But let's talk more about the team from Belarus, and that means talking about Anton Prilepov as well as his partner Elena Kuznetsova. Kuznetsova, 30 years of age, not highly ranked, but a lot of experience, has 2 World Cup silver medals. She won those, a team and an individual medal, both in 2010 in Porridge.
And her compatriot there, Anton Prilepov, has been shooting for many years on the international circuit. I remember seeing him at the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens, and strong shooter. At that shoot, he actually had beaten the former Olympic champion Simon Fairweather, who had won in 2000, and he took Simon out in, I don't remember exactly which round, but when they came together, he was the stronger shooter, which shows the amount of depth that Belarus actually has in longevity in their athletes.
And he's going to have 2 shots at a medal this afternoon. It could be the biggest day of his career.
Definitely in recent history for sure. But here we go with our bronze medal mixed team rounds.
Sophie Planitz, the 17-year-old, shooting from the left side. On target number 2. Good start, that's what you're looking for. Start off with a solid shot. Jean-Charles.
Ouais, super.
An even better shot.
It's a very good start for Team France. Let's see how Belarus starts off with these 2 arrows.
Right now, light winds, overcast skies, flat lighting on those targets.
I would say it's generally a perfect condition for shooting. That's a 9 or a 10 on the line. I think it looks like a 10. Yeah. Thank goodness she's shooting a high enough poundage so she can bury her arrow to the barrel, the fatter part of the arrow, and catch that line.
Those arrows more susceptible to the wind and recurve. They aim at that target 70 meters away.
And we have a tied score. So it's interesting to note that the practice field here on the finals venue is about 90 degrees facing to this field. So we're not shooting exactly in the same direction. So I'm watching to see if there are any tendencies with where the archer's arrows are landing. And so far, Ms. Planix has got 2 arrows that are right of center. And Jean-Charles, even though his is still a 10, it's still slightly left. But I don't think that we're going to see with France right now that there's any tendency.
These archers are also much more exposed to whatever winds there are than they are over on that practice range, which is surrounded by trees.
Yeah, it's very protected. So they have to get out here and read the wind and feel the wind as quick as possible.
And do it on the fly. That one flies high.
Yeah, so Belarus is starting with their first 3 arrows high of center. And France's average right now is still right of center.
Prilepov can still salvage this set for Belarus. Looking for a 10. But gets the 9 to tie it and split the set.
So both teams are showing tendencies, for sure. Once again, I said that Belarus is shooting high, France is shooting a little bit right, and we've tied it up. So that's a really good indication of the level of archers we have right now. There isn't one team that is severely better than the other team. We've got a pretty even match. Just after the first 4 arrows, I mean, like, it's not over until it's all over. But
till somebody sings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since we're tied, we're going to be going to France shooting first because they started out the match. They were the higher ranked team, so they got to choose whether they wanted to start first or second, and they obviously chose first. Some teams have different, or some archers or teams have different mentalities on whether they shoot first or second in the first end or set. But this can have repercussions on if there is a tie. That means that you either shoot first or second, depending on when you chose to shoot the first end. So yeah, we're going to be going to France shooting first, and I find it interesting actually on the field of play right now that we're seeing a whole variety of different shooting styles on the archers right now. And so what I mean by that is we're going to watch Ms. Planix shoot her arrow, and I would like to say that she's got a very traditional style. So she's relaxed, she gets her alignment here, and she draws straight back under her chin. She's pretty well in line, string touching the nose and the chin. It's 9.
Just barely touching the nose.
Yeah, it's just on the tip of the nose.
Just on the tip, yeah.
And then we watch Jean-Charles, and when he draws back, you can see that his string hand comes right down to the collar of his. Oh, well, we couldn't see it there, but
maybe on the next shot.
It comes straight down, but then he rises up into his anchor.
And it usually works a little bit better than that.
It does, but again, he's been shooting for so long and has done it for so many arrows that it just becomes second nature. Now we come to her, to Elena, and if you watch, the string actually doesn't touch her nose. It's only touching the chin, the center of her chin, but
to the side of the nose.
It actually it doesn't touch. If we get another shot of like a front shot of her face, we'll see that there is there is a big space between the string and her nose, and that's used as another reference point. And Prilepov has, I would say, the traditional type of style of archery where he just comes straight back into his face. String is, I'm guessing, touching his nose and doing the traditional anchor from the nose, touching the lips down to the chin. But what this shows us is that it doesn't really matter what your form looks like. It's whether or not you can repeat it and do it under pressure, just like you do in practice. And that's what makes these archers the best archers on the field.
And get the results. So a result like that for Sophie Planix.
That's a very good group for her.
So And now maybe we'll get a chance to watch that draw by Jean-Charles. Brings it
Very
down,
light. There it is.
and now up.
10, 5, 4.
So it's a solid set for France.
35 out of 40. And now Belarus can shoot 2 9s here and take this set. So right now we see that the string is not touching her nose. It's actually in front of her nose. Good shot.
But it works.
She looks surprised. And when I saw that shot go off, it didn't look like it had life. It didn't look like there was a lot of power behind it. So I was expecting that arrow to go low, which in fact it did, because her arrows previous to this end have all been high, and her first arrow of this end was high. So it coming low into the 10 ring. Oh, that's going to hurt. So that arrow went low, but for Miss Kuznetsova, it was lucky enough to catch a 10.
That shot by Prilepov lands in the 7 ring.
And we tied it up again.
Yeah, another tie in the set, split the set points, and the match remains tied at 2-all. Now, you've been out there so many times, Crispin, in situations like this. As many times as these archers, aside maybe from Sophie, who's 17 years of age, although she's been around. But do you ever get over those jitters early on? Does it take a set to get that worked out, get the butterflies out of the way, get the nerves settled down?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit more personal for the archer. There's some archers that can just walk onto the field and not be nervous at all, and then there's some archers that need to have that first set just to get the nerves calmed down, get used to the field, get their sight mark and everything. So it depends on who you're talking about. For example, when I was shooting the bronze medal match at the World Championships, I came out a little bit anxious. I really wanted to get onto that field and feel the pressure, feel the crowd, feel everything that I could feel.
Just bring it on.
Exactly. And so there's that mentality, and then there's other archers who are a little bit more timid on the field.
Sophie Planix aggressively stepping up to the shooting line as we begin the 3rd set. Taking the first shot for France in this 3rd set of a match that's tied at 2-all, and that veers off into the 8 ring. So France needing a big shot now from Jean-Charles Valladont to balance out that 8. Taking his time. Jean-Charles lands in the 8 ring as well, surprising.
I'm looking on the field of play right now, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of wind going. Except our wind prompter is saying 2.5 meters per second, now 1.8. So it might be a little bit more wind on the field than we're seeing. And her arrow is off to the right as well.
But she kept it in the gold rings. Kuznetsova, shooting since she was 15 years of age, so she's been competing half her life. And Prilepov, ranked 13th in the world, lands in the 9 ring. Advantage Belarus.
So it pretty much goes without saying, but France really needs some 10s here just to put the pressure on. That's the whole goal of our sport anyway, just shoot 10s.
Close, but not quite.
Allez, JC. 15. Allez, bien placé, loin derrière et jusqu'au bout. 10.
You can hear his coach counting him down. There's a little bit of a shake going on there.
5.
And
After a couple of shaky shots on the first 2 arrows, 2 stronger arrows, but it might not be enough.
Belarus can easily take this set with a 9 and an 8. So here we can see what I was talking about. No contact between the string and the nose. Oh. So we need a 10 now from Belarus to take the set. If it's a 9, we're going to tie yet again.
Prilepov, ranked 13th in the world, averaging right around 9.1 points per arrow. There you go.
There we go, and that's the set for Belarus, giving them a 4-2 lead. That was a really important shot for Belarus, because keeping a tied match throughout the whole thing doesn't give you a little bit of that little bit of confidence that you would like to feel going into the final sets of the match.
Could be a game changer, could be a pivotal point of this match as Prilepov comes through with a 10 on the final shot of the third set to put Belarus in the driver's seat, 4-2. So a lot to think about for Sophie Plenix and Jean-Charles Valladont. Jean-Charles has done well in team competition at Outdoor World Championships, won a team bronze medal in Belek in 2013, team silver in Torino in 2011, and another team silver in Korea in 2009. And a year ago here in Wroclaw, took the individual bronze medal.
Allez, Sophie.
And now backed against the wall, he and Sophie Plenix. Backed into a corner, trailing 4-2, needing to win this set. Cannot afford to split. Not anymore.
Allez, Sophie. Allez, Lagnac.
Just back to the tip of the nose.
Hop jusqu'au bout.
That's a good shot. That was good.
Allez, JC.
What told you that shot was good
Well,
on her
that shot,
release?
there was no hesitation while she was at full draw, and as she released it, it had life, it had movement, and it had flow. So when she came off the string, it was very smooth. Let's see if we can compare it to JC here. That was a little rough, but he got away with it.
He didn't look very happy when he released.
Yeah, generally archers know as soon as that string has left their fingers where that arrow is going to be, whether or not that was a good shot. So even though Jean-Charles looked like he didn't have a good shot, he has enough experience that he can still guide that arrow to the middle, even though it's feeling like a bad shot.
Kuznetsova with a solid shot, trying to set up Anton Prilepov.
Oh, that was a flinch right there. Something distracted him, but he got a 10.
Still put it in the center.
That's experience right there. If you get a little distracted or your mind wanders a little bit at full draw, sometimes that can happen. And right now the archers are shooting with a little bit of a higher arousal level. Ooh, that's not going to help.
That hurts.
And what happens is when you're under more pressure, you start to hear things and see things and feel things that you wouldn't normally feel, see, or hear.
Because you're just not as focused.
Or you're too focused. So you'll be able to hear somebody opening a can of soda behind you. He didn't look happy with that shot.
And not happy about the situation he's in right now, because France is at the mercy of Belarus. Kuznetsova and Prilepov in a position to put the match away with these two arrows. There's the first. If I were a betting man, which of course I'm not,
there's a very good chance that Prilepov will be able to make this shot. But again, arrow hasn't been shot yet, so we can't say anything.
Anton Prilepov for the bronze medal, and there it is. Needed 6 to win. He gets the 9. It's over, and the bronze medal belongs to Belarus.
Congratulations to both those archers, showing their experience. And in this case, I think age won over youth. But France is a young team, and they've got lots of promise and lots of hope. So good on them for the 4th place, but Belarus, very good, well-deserved bronze medal.
You have the two very experienced archers in Elena Kuznetsova, 30 years of age, Anton Prilepov, 31 years of age. And Prilepov, he'd gone a long time in his career without medaling. Finally broke through earlier this summer, and now breaks through here with a bronze medal, and he could get more later on this afternoon in the individual matches.
Yeah, he's going to be going to the bronze medal match, and I think it'll be, for him, it'll be good because he's been on the field now. He's got the kind of the first field jitters out of the way, and he can just go on to his bronze medal match a little bit more confident now.
He's got a feel for the look, the sound, the sights, the wind, the lighting, all of those things that play into being out there on this field and shooting for medals. So, in mixed team bronze competition so far in the World Cup campaign, in Shanghai it was Mexico taking a tiebreaker from China. In Antalya, Japan defeated Chinese Taipei, and here in Wrocław, Poland at stage 3, It is Belarus, seeded 8th. Upsetting, I guess you could say, the second-seeded team from France, as
That is an
Belarus
upset.
wins it 6-2. So the bronze medal has been decided. Belarus will be on the victory podium later on today as we reset and we get set for the next match, the gold medal match. And I think this is a great shootout and a great showdown coming up with India and Mexico. And a lot of great marquee names coming up in this match.
Yeah, this one's full of great names.
Aida Roman, Juan Rene Serrano, Deepika Kumari. Should be a good one coming up.
And
here we go.
Champion, you can't forget him. He's been around for a long time as well.
Have you shot against him?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had any matches against him, but I know that he has been around for a long time at a high level of shooting, and it just never goes away.
India seeded 3rd after qualifying earlier this week. India first out onto the field. The team from India winning their quarterfinal shoot-off with Spain, and then defeating France 5-3 in the semifinals to get to this gold medal match. And we'll introduce you to the team from India right now as they get set and squared away. We mentioned Deepika Kumari. She's 21 years of age, ranked 5th in the world. And there she is, Deepika Kumari. Her average is just over 9.1 points per arrow. And she's joined by Mangal Singh Champia, 31 years of age, ranked 52nd in the world. A man with 30 career victories and 7 World Cup medals to his credit in his career. Now the team from Mexico. Here comes Juan Rene Serrano along with Aida Roman, a team that beat China and Belarus by the identical scores of 5-3 in the quarterfinals and the semifinals. Mexico here without any coaches or staff in Wroclaw, Poland, just kind of doing it on their own.
Yeah, I think they were trying to send their people who had chances of getting their World Cup ranking points. So if funding permitted, they were able to come, but maybe the funding didn't permit any staff.
Or coaches, yes. But obviously it's very important for Aida and for Juan Rene Serrano with the World Cup finals being hosted in Mexico City. They want as many of their athletes there, obviously.
Well, they're going to get their athlete there.
Right, they already get the automatic athlete.
They got the automatic, but as well, on top of that, if they qualify another archer with World Cup ranking points, that archer still gets to go. So Mexico could have 2 people in the World Cup final.
That's why yesterday's win in the bronze medal match in compound was so big for Linda Ochoa.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And what a match that was. Great match between Crystal Gavin and Linda Ochoa. Went down to the final arrow, the final second. And Linda Ochoa able to win the bronze medal by 1 point in that match. Back to Recurve Sunday now, and the mixed team gold medal match is
Fuerte, René. Fuerte.
underway.
Bien.
Took a little while to get it underway.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that he was holding a pretty long time there. I was shooting practice with Serrano yesterday on the practice range, and his normal shot sequence isn't that long. And not saying that I'm perfect at that either. I know that under some pressure, some archers start to hold a little bit longer. It's just a condition where you want to be really careful of the shot. So the best archers will be able to just complete their shot process in the amount of time that they usually do and still shoot good 10s.
Kumari with a 9. And now Mangal Singh Champia, who finished 6th individually at the World Championships in Copenhagen 2 weeks ago. India really coming on strong, becoming a major factor in world archery.
I believe they've just acquired another Korean coach as well, if I remember correctly, from the World Championships. No, Serrano just has to shoot his nice, smooth shot. I know this guy can shoot really well. He just has to have the confidence in himself.
Bien. 9.5 a las 12. Venga, bonita.
Aida Roman, 27 years young, ranked 4th in the world.
5,
A silver medalist from London at the Olympic Games 3 years ago.
9.8 a las 7.
The 9s across the board.
Bien,
We'll see if India can break through.
10 and a 9 will give it to India.
Kumari,
¿Quieres agua?
who has had success here in Wroclaw before. Comes up with a 9. Last year she had been really struggling, came to Wroclaw and came away with the team gold, a mixed team bronze, and an individual bronze here in Poland. And it turned her season around. Mangal Singh Champia. Everybody shooting 9s.
Everybody just wants to tie.
Makes life more interesting for us, makes life more interesting for the archers out there. So they split the set. And as we saw in the opening match, the bronze medal match, we have a 1-1 tie after the opening set. Got to stay loose out there, don't you?
Yeah, it's an interesting way of doing things out on the field. I noticed that different teams have different ways of dealing with the pressure on the field. Some teams
Circle the wagons, yeah.
Yeah, they just stick to themselves. They generally don't look at the cameras or the TV. They just talk to their coach, talk to each other, or in the case of individuals, they just talk to the coach. And then you have like Team Mexico, who's very comfortable. They're confident. They came out onto the field, smiling at the crowd, waving at the crowd. You saw them just earlier, like waving at the camera and everything. It works for some teams. It doesn't work for everybody else. But you just have to put yourself into these situations enough so that you can figure out what does work for you.
It's natural for Aida Roman. She loves the spotlight,
Firme, René.
relishes being in this position, and does well. Her personality comes through.
8.2 a las 11.
So a little bit of a struggle right now for Mexico.
Venga, bonita.
Started off with 4 straight 9s, then the 8 by Juan René.
Fuerte, bonita. Fuerte. Bien.
Back in the 9 ring.
Now here, India can push some pressure on by scoring a couple 10s. And I think that will awaken Mexico.
The team silver medalist from Copenhagen, Kumari, to take the first shot of the second set for India, and she shoots an 8.
It's interesting. Both of the 8s were pretty much in the same spot on the targets.
Now the 31-year-old Mangal Singh Champia. Finally we get one in the center.
It's our first one of the match.
Let's see if that motivates Juan René.
Ahí estás muy bien alineado. Sigue. Sigue, René.
That's a good shot.
Indeed it does, yeah.
Venga, bonita.
It was interesting. I was watching him when he was drawing back to that, and it looks like he said something to himself, which is sometimes what archers need. Is they just need that little extra motivation from
Venga, bonita.
themselves.
Ahí vas muy
And even
bien.
though they're talking to themselves, it is somebody
4,
talking to you, and you are kind of
Eso.
listening. Hey, look at that.
They're both talking to themselves and talking to each other.
That was a good shot by both the Mexicans, and we'll see what India has to do with that.
Good recovery from Mexico after that 8 and the 9 to start off the set.
Well, they need 2 10s here to win this set. That's not going to help.
Not going to happen.
So Mexico has clinched the set now.
Must be some interesting winds downrange.
I'm trying to see downfield, but the target flags aren't doing anything, and the windsock is pretty much hanging straight down. So it's not strong enough downfield that it could look like it could affect the arrows, but maybe there's a wind that the archers are feeling and needlessly correcting for on the shooting line.
Well, as they talk it over, let's bring you up to date on the standings in mixed team competition. After stage 1 in Shanghai, Korea was number 1 with 16 points, followed by Japan and Mexico. But after stage 2 in Antalya, Well, there wasn't a change at the top. Korea just built on that lead. Japan stayed in second place, but China jumped past Mexico into the third spot. So it's Korea, Japan, and China right now in the top 3 spots. Chinese Taipei and Mexico tied for 4th with 10 points. Then it's the USA and Germany in 6th place with 7 points. That, of course, will all change after today's matches here in Wroclaw, Poland, on what's turned out to be a very pleasant day. Yesterday, scorching hot in the morning, and then we got rain in the afternoon.
It was really hot during the ranking rounds on the other field, and I mean, it was just brutal out there. If you weren't prepared for that, then you were just going to die during the day. So today is kind of a good reprieve for all the archers, and I bet all the staff as well.
A reward for all the archers who got to this point to the medal matches. So India, trailing by 2, will shoot first on target number 2, where we've yet to see a winner on this target yet today.
Interesting fact, I didn't know that, but this is just the second match, so.
Of course, the first 4 matches this morning in team competition, everyone who won was on target number 1. Don't know if it means anything or not.
Well, generally, if you set up the field properly, the higher ranked team will be on the left, which is target number 1. So basically, it's what was supposed to happen happened, which is the higher ranked teams on the left won. And
True to form.
So I guess Belarus was actually not the higher ranked
Not the higher ranked team.
But what it means is that they, that's a good shot, that they were just in the zone and they came together as a really good team and did what they needed to do.
Despite the seeding. After one, Rene Serrano hits pay dirt. Aida Roman keeps it in the gold rings. Advantage Mexico. Mexico already leading 3-1 in the match and can close it out if they take this set. So India needing some big shots from Deepika Kumari and Mangal Singh Champia.
It was a little bit of a long hold. And yeah, she's not happy with that shot. And what happens with a right-handed archer is if you hold for a little bit too long, then you lose the flow and you lose the continuity of the shot. And when the shot finally breaks, when the clicker goes off, sometimes the string fingers, good shot.
Beautifully done.
Sometimes the string fingers will come away from the face and pull the back end of the arrow out to the right, thus pointing the arrow to the left, and which is why she shot an 8 out to the left. He just needs to remember not to be too careful. Just shoot your shot.
Been to 3 Olympic Games. That one drifts outside. Not particularly pleased with himself or that shot, but Aida Roman can put this one away. The 27-year-old who won the gold medal in Lausanne last fall goes for the kill shot and gets it.
Well, if anybody was going to make it on that field, it was Aida Roman. She's done a lot of hard work, especially after the 2012 Olympics, training in Korea with her coach, going to Spain a lot and training with their teams. I mean, she's pretty much the epitome of a professional archer right now on the recurve side, and that shows right there. So congratulations to Team Mexico for the gold medal and to Team India for that silver medal.
With Aida Roman, the thing about her, it's not just the physical aspect of this sport, it's also the psychological aspect of this. I think she's worked so hard on that part of her game.
Yeah, she's definitely mentally strong. She is a confident person. She knows exactly what she wants and goes after it and gets it. So that's a very good showing for Aida Roman to be able to do that shot in the clutch and walk away with that gold medal.
Mexico is good as gold here in the Wroclaw, Poland, where we just saw one of our great volunteers up in the stands enjoying the action as well as the music and the excitement of having a World Cup event come to their city. And once again, the local organizing committee, hats off to them. They've done this for the last 3 years. This will be our final year here in Wrocław, and want to thank them for all they've done down through the years.
Yeah, Poland has proved to be a really nice venue. Not even just the shooting field, but the city, the people, just the culture here. It's a very pretty place. So it's a sad day to see that this is the last time it's going to be in Poland, at least in the near future. We don't know what's coming up in the coming years, but hopefully Poland does get considered to host more World Cups.
Great hospitality here in Poland.
The volunteers are very nice. They're all very helpful, and they're constantly making sure that you have everything that you possibly can want or need. And if they can get you whatever you need to get, then they will do it for you. So.
And they kept us well fed.
They did, yes.
Yes.
The lunch today was just amazing.
Oh, it was outstanding.
I don't know what they did to that beef, but it just fell apart.
All right, so we are through the mixed team competition here in Centennial Park, along with Crispin Duenas, recurve archer extraordinaire from up north of the border in Canada, and the bronze medalist from 2013 in Belek. I'm not quite sure. I like the mascots. I'm not quite sure who they are.
I don't know what they are either. I think they look like just dancing marshmallows.
Somebody from Hans and Gretel? I'm not sure. But they've done a great job, and the Archers just seemingly really enjoyed having them around this weekend. And I'll tell you what, anybody willing to put on that suit in the heat that we've had here in Poland this week has my respect and my admiration. Well, we get set now for the individual match play and individual medal play. 5 sets, 3 arrows per archer per set at 70 meters. And again, 2 points awarded for winning a set, 1 point for a tie. First to score 6 or more wins the match and the medal. And if there is a tie at the end of regulation play, a 1-arrow shoot-off. So we get set for the women's bronze medal match, and first out is Krystyna Esabua, who was born and raised in Ukraine, has moved to Georgia, lives in Tbilisi, and has become a great representative of that country. As you take a look at Krystyna Esabua, who defeated Aida Roman, by the way, 7-1 in the quarterfinals this week before losing in the semis 6-4 in a match that went 5 sets. Her opponent today from Germany, the woman seeded 22nd after qualifying, Elena Richter, who still managed to get through the elimination rounds, survived a quarterfinal shoot-off, and then was defeated 6-4 in the semifinals. So it's Richter and Esabua. Germany versus Georgia as we get set for the women's bronze medal match. Now in Shanghai, it was Kibo Bay blanking Karina Venter of Germany. So Germany's had a chance to win the bronze medal already here in World Cup play in 2015. On the beach at Konialty Beach in Antalya, about 2 months ago, was Deepika Kumari of India who came away with the bronze medal. Today it'll be either Richter or Esabua. Now, Esabua, we were watching her style this morning. Very interesting to watch her, the way she shoots. Keep an eye on her. She looks up as she's drawing.
I've actually come across that with some archers who can't, something in their mind just doesn't allow them to look at the target. while they're drawing the string back. But once the string hits their face, then
they lock in.
Then they look at the target. And I can't explain it, but just some people just shoot better.
I was hoping you would explain it.
The only thing I can really think of is, yeah, there it is.
And when we get a closer look at her on another shot, we'll be able to see it much, much better. But as she's drawing back, she looks skyward. Then once she's at full draw, she locks in on that target. But it all works. Seems to work for her very well.
The only thing I can really think of when she does that, or when any archer does that, is that they are looking for the feel. Let's just watch her eyes. Oh. So what I think is happening is they're looking for the feel of that shot, and they don't want anything to distract them. So they look at something that's not related to the target. It's just something interesting that people do.
Elena Richter locked in on that target, 70 meters away. So that will make her feel a lot better than the opening shot. We're tied at 18 after the first 2 arrows. Esabua at full draw. Big time shot right there for Esabua.
If I'm not mistaken, Esabua has been to this type of individual stage before. And I believe in 2011, she was in the finals in Torino.
She got a silver medal.
Silver medal against Denise van Lemoen from Chile. So Esabua has been very strong in the past, and she's still showing it now. So, I mean, it's going to be anybody's game, because I know Elena Richter is a very strong archer as well. Right now she's probably talking to her coach going, I don't know what happened on that 8. That's really weird. But sometimes when you get out to the finals field, it's just that little bit of extra pressure that gets loaded up onto you that you just need to be able to deal with and know how to adjust for.
Interesting you mentioned the silver medal Esabua won in 2011. She claims that really changed her life, and it also changed the image of archery in her country. That was a big day for her and for Georgia.
Yeah, being on that side of winning medals, I know that once you've gotten a medal at the world level, suddenly people who are in charge of funding and money start to pay attention to you. So
it's called credibility.
Yeah, and it's called expectations as well.
That's true. Heavy lies the head that wears the crown.
Or the medal.
Or the medal. Esabua.
That looked like a good shot.
And it was.
Just barely out. And something that to note for the people who already haven't heard me say this before, that 10 ring at this distance from edge to edge is tiny.
This camera angle and this shot is so deceiving because it looks like it's as big as the ocean.
It does, but it's at that distance, you have 1/10 of a degree to move from side to side. From, let's say, a 10 at 9 o'clock to a 10 at 3 o'clock on that line. 1/10 of a degree is not much to move. So it's a lot of skill and a lot of talent to be able to shoot that many 10s with this much pressure on this field.
Tied up at 1-all in match play after they split the set, which has been pretty much par for the course here this afternoon. In each of these first 3 matches, the opening set has been split. And that holds true here in this match.
And that set just went to Miss Richter. She won that one 27-26.
It goes so quickly.
Yeah, and the whole German contingent here watching her. And up in Canada, we have a new high-performance director who's actually very closely tied to the Germans as well. And we've had chats with the Germans, and we have heard what they do for training and for preparation and everything. And I'm willing to bet that the Germans prepared really well for the finals field, because I saw that the German men had a match this morning, and now we have Elena Richter on the field as well. So their coach, Oliver, probably took a lot of time figuring out which direction the prevailing winds are, what the average temperature at this time of the year is. All of that stuff comes into play, especially with the German coaching system, and looking at their schematics for what was going to be the tendencies when we were in Copenhagen on the finals field. I mean, these guys were prepared to shoot the finals a month or 2 before the tournament even began.
There we got a good look at Esabua looking skyward, then bringing her gaze down to the target, but it doesn't work. It's a 6. It may not be the style, it's maybe the wind.
The flags are moving for sure more on the field of play. But not sure if Richter adjusted for that or just shot a good strong shot and that went into the middle, but the flags were definitely blowing, and you can see the wind on our meter is picking up. Now it's calming down. That's a good shot.
Christina connects right down the middle. Recovering nicely from the 6 on her first arrow. Now Richter, after her 3rd World Cup medal, she needs this set to wrap it up.
And sometimes when your opponent does shoot a 6, it kind of makes you relax a little bit and get into your own rhythm again, because you know that there's really no pressure. But now the fact that she just shot a 26 with a 6 means that Elena has to still shoot at least gold here to win this set.
Good. Got it. That's it.
That's 5 sets. She still needs one more set point, but that's definitely a relief on them.
So she goes up 5-1 after 3 sets. And Cristina Esabua still able to smile, even though she's backed into a corner right now.
Well, there's really nothing you can do. You can't put more pressure onto yourself when you're losing like this, because that might just make you shoot something that's not the way you shoot. So the best you can do, and some of the psychology behind it, is just get relaxed and do your shot. You've got nothing to lose at this point and everything to gain. And so Miss Esabua, all she has to do is just shoot her shot. And if she shoots her shot, the shot that got her to this medal round, she will probably make those arrows land in the middle.
The shots that she took on her last 2 attempts.
Yeah. Hopefully those are fresh in her mind right now.
So it's 5-1 in favor of Elena Richter. And Esabua looking skyward for an answer. It's 70 meters downstream. There it is with a 9. So Esabua, who's been to the 2004, 2008, and 2012 Olympic Games, finished 17th in London, watches as Elena Richter also finds the 9 ring. Last World Cup medal for Esabua, a team bronze in the Dominican Republic in 2008. Of course, this morning, she was able to pick up a silver medal in team competition. So she was able to medal this morning. Now has an opportunity to come back.
She can shoot a 10 right now and lock this set. That's it. That was a good shot. That was smooth. It had life. She didn't spend a lot of time at full draw. There was no hesitation. She totally deserved that 10.
It's a done deal in this set.
And Richter just has to keep her shot going.
Stay in rhythm, and she does. It's a solid end, or set, I should say, for Elena Richter, but Esabua is able to come back and make it a 5-3 match.
And interesting to note, Miss Esabua has shot double the amount of 10s that Miss Richter has. Esabua has shot 4 to Richter's 2. So that's, I mean, when Esabua shoots a good shot, it's there. It's right in the middle. And unfortunately, the only 10s that came from Miss Richter are in the first set. She had 2 of them. Everything else has just been floating around the 10. I always say you've got it surrounded. Now just go after it. But it's right now it's
don't dance around it, huh?
Yeah, you gotta go. So something that Richter needs to start doing is start shooting more 10s. And I know, again, that's a redundancy for me to say in archery, but in this case, the 10s are really going to help. That's what's getting Esabua through this match right now.
So Esabua, who did defeat Aida Roman earlier this week, 7-1 in the quarterfinals. 3-time Olympian, finishing 17th in London. Low, though, on that shot. Not the way she wanted to start it, obviously. So an opportunity for Elena Richter.
I wouldn't be surprised if Esabua shoots a 28 with an 8. Shoots 2 more 10s.
Based on what we saw in the last set. Although, that theory goes out the window right there.
Yeah, that was a bad shot. And she shook her head right after, knowing that that was a bad shot.
It is so interesting to see how it comes and it goes. Steely-eyed Elena Richter closing in. All those holes in that target right around those yellow rings. Esabua really needing a 10, and I think it's going to be just outside. Yeah,
just out.
So now, Elena Richter on the world circuit since 2005, and that registers on the Richter scale. She comes up with the win as she takes the set and the match to claim the bronze medal here in Poland.
congratulations to Elena Richter. You can see she's really happy with that. And all of her teammates obviously really happy. But that was a good match. That was definitely a good match. Some wayward arrows that I'm sure the archers would love to have back, but there it is. Your bronze medalist, Elena Richter.
She's a tough competitor. In 2013, she had 6 top 10 finishes on the World Cup circuit, but no medals. Then in 2014, things improved. Won an individual gold medal in Shanghai at stage 1. Then a team gold medal at stage 2 in Medellin, but fell short of reaching the World Cup finals. She'll pick up some important points right here that certainly will make her a factor in the race for Mexico City.
That's definitely for sure. That was a good match.
Elena Richter was not in the top 10 in the standings after stage 2 in Antalya, but should pick up, I think, about 18 points, is it?
I don't remember. I'd have to read
Trying
the
to remember how
literature
many
on
points,
that
yeah. It's a significant number of points, and so perhaps that puts her back into the picture for Mexico City. That's what a lot of this is about, coming here, trying to pick up points, not just medals, but the points that get you to the World Cup finals. And Elena Richter with a big win here today in the women's bronze medal match. Germany with a silver medal in the men's team competition this morning. And now picking up a bronze medal in women's competition, as Elena Richter comes away with the 7-3 victory. Now we move on and get set for the women's gold medal match. And 2 relative newcomers. This is Keito Ayano of Japan, out first onto the field. Ms. Keito surviving a quarterfinal shoot-off with Ana Maria Rendon of Colombia, then went on to beat Elena Richter in the semifinals 6-4. Of course, Elena Richter had beaten Keito in the semifinals at Shanghai in 2014, so it was a little bit of payback on the part of Keito Ayano, a 22-year-old who is ranked 65th in the world, averages right around 8.88 points per arrow, and is awfully good in shoot-offs, has won 3 of the 4 shoot-offs that she's participated in. Of course, we haven't seen a shoot-off yet today. There's some of the numbers on Keito Ayano, world ranking of 65th. And so far this year in match play, unbeaten, 5-0.
Wow, pretty good.
Got a good year going right now.
Let's see if she can keep it up. But she's got a very tough competitor coming out onto the field right now.
Good look at Mackenzie Brown, seated 5th after qualifying from the United States. Already has a gold medal in her pocket from this morning when she teamed up with Katuna Lorig and Lenola Pritchard of the United States to win the women's team gold medal, looking for her 2nd gold of the day. So we'll let her get squared away, step up to the line, and we'll give you the numbers on Mackenzie Brown. Mackenzie scoring a 6-2 win in the quarterfinals and then defeating Cristina Esavua in the semifinals. The 20-year-old from the United States, 10-3 in match play so far this year. And it's the first meeting between these 2 archers.
Mackenzie is a, well, I'm pretty sure both of these archers are full-time training, but I know that Mackenzie lives at the training center and trains full-time. So this is life for her.
Beautiful Chula Vista, California. Hails from Flint, Texas. So Mackenzie Brown, 20 years old, 51st in the world, has 13
There you go. Nice
match wins already in her career. And leads off with a 10.
Right there. That's what we're talking about.
It's a good start. Very builds a lot of confidence when you can just come out on the field and shoot a 10 right off the bat.
Keito Ayano trying to get a feel for this field. Of course, Mackenzie Brown's been out here once already. Conditions may have changed a bit, but she's comfortable, obviously, with her surroundings.
And she's got great support from the American coaches and all of her team members. Not saying that Miss Kato doesn't. All of the Japanese team was actually with us at a training camp that Team Canada had in Salt Lake City.
Boom.
She didn't look very happy with that, but that still clinches the set. And Team Japan is a very team-oriented team. Can't figure out any other words to say, but they're
Cohesive, yeah.
Yeah, they're very supportive of each other, and it's really good to see that they meld this well together. And again, they're a very happy team. They're always smiling and everything. Right now, Kato's just a little bit behind in this match, so she's probably not too happy with that. But again, it's not over till it's over. It's only 2 set points right now, and you still got more sets to shoot.
Kenzie looking comfortable out there. She admits she needed to relax. She said, I've been putting a little too much pressure on myself. Probably the worst thing you can do in this sport.
Yeah. And I've done that before, and
there's enough already.
There is. And they're from
external forces.
Coaches and funders and your NSOs and everything. So it's good to just relax, shoot the arrows, because like you're good. Every archer out there is a good archer. They're a good shot. They've practiced a lot, so if they could just go onto the field, relax, shoot their shot, then the stuff that always happens in practice will happen in competition.
A serene Sunday in the park here in Wroclaw, Poland. Hardly serene, though, for the archers at this shooting line. We're in the gold medal match for the women right now, and Mackenzie Brown leads it 2-0 after the first set. Let's see if Kato Iono settles down here.
Nice strong shot. Same point. Nice strong.
It's a good thing she was shooting at the right target.
Okay, good. Low left. Low left 9. Another
That'll
strong
work.
shot.
Good enough.
Make sure we finish them all.
All you have to do is beat your opponent by 1 point in this game. That's it. And you win.
Reminds me of the saying about how you run away from a bear. You just run faster than the guy who's...
You run faster than the slowest guy.
Slowest guy.
That's it.
So all you got to do is beat that one guy.
A little low. Next shot's gonna be your
So
best
for
shot
the
you
first
shot.
time, Mackenzie Brown lands outside the yellow golden circles, golden rings. And we're tied at 17 here in the second set.
Okay. Nice strong shot.
So Mackenzie will need a 10 to take this set.
Much better effort by Kato
There you go,
Ayano,
right there.
but what an effort by Mackenzie Brown.
See? You need to drop it like it's hot.
You can hear Mel, her
Mel,
coach.
what did he say? Drop it like it's hot?
Yeah, he's really good at keeping the archers relaxed and comfortable. I spent a week with him in Legnica, and he's by far one of the top coaches that I've ever chatted with and spent time with. And I mean, immediately he saw that I was the only Canadian there, and he took me in as basically one of his own, having lots of chats with him and everything. Very interesting man and very knowledgeable.
He loves people and he loves the sport.
Yeah, and he's always willing to help out anybody. And I mean, like, if anybody's having problems on the field, he was just right there saying, like, how can I help? What can I do? And it doesn't matter if it's teammates or competitors or whoever, he's always there.
Great sportsman. Coach Mel in the box for Mackenzie Brown. Mackenzie defeated Alejandra Valencia in the gold medal match at the Arizona Cup. Also won the individual silver medal at Yankton at the World Youth Championships this year. A year ago, won a mixed team gold medal with Brady Ellison in Shanghai. Trying to add to her resume. Kato Ayano trying to stay alive right now. Down 4-0. And trying to avoid being swept by Mackenzie Brown.
Okay, a little bit
She
drip.
was
That's
trying to
okay.
talk
We're
that
gonna
one
make a
into
strong shot
the
this next one.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't really
the golden
work all
rings.
the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does work, but I would give it a 25% success rate.
Comeback has never worked for me.
Yeah, I don't think comeback will ever work for her.
Come
arrows.
back, baby. There she
Just
goes.
above it. It's all right. Okay, we're gonna have one good strong shot here next.
Mel Johnson in the box.
Mel Nichols.
Nichols, excuse me.
And Mackenzie can only tie here. She needs a 10 just to tie. A 9 will lose the set.
Boom.
Goes the dynamite. So they split, and she still has a 4-point cushion.
What I love about this sport.
Mackenzie Brown leading
I didn't get the
5-1.
memo when I said 6-0, but I'll take, 5-1. I'm okay with that still.
And you hear Mel Nichols saying, it's okay, you're all right. Good position, sitting in a good spot right now.
And I really wouldn't be surprised if Mel said that if she wins, that he's going to buy her ice cream. He's a big advocate of that. So
Thank you.
that just gets them to relax just a little bit more.
So Kato Ayano,
Okay, she's going to lead it
who
off. You're gonna
got
finish
past
it
Deepika
right now.
Kumari early on in the elimination rounds here in Wroclaw. Not much to cheer about for the fans from Japan. Not yet, at least. Kato Ayano competing in just her 3rd World Cup event. We saw her in Shanghai in 2014, Antalya 2013. Did win a team bronze medal at stage 1 a year ago and a team silver 2 years ago in Antalya. Trying to win the gold medal here in Wrocław. Strong effort, good shot.
Okay.
Yeah, she was not happy with that shot as soon as she let it go.
We're going to get it still.
Advantage Kato Ayano.
Nice shot.
Okay, strong shot here, Mackenzie.
Starting to put it together.
That had confidence behind it. There's a lot to be said about being confident with your shot when it goes off.
A great look of determination on her face.
And here an 8 will win it.
And would tighten up this match considerably.
Shoot your shot.
Okay, let's get a good aiming point.
There we go. That's her set.
That's what she needed to put the set out of reach. So a 10 right here would not be enough for Mackenzie Brown. It's a 9 instead. So the set does go to Kato Ayano, the first set that she's won outright so far here in the first 4 sets.
Yeah, she came out shooting that one as if she had nothing to lose, and that's because probably the 5-1 score. So at that point, she just said, you know what, I'm going to stop trying really hard, just shoot the shot for myself, and you saw that on the first shot and the second shot. It's very good shooting.
Just to refresh your memory, in case you weren't keeping score at home in Shanghai, it was Kang Chae-young of Korea beating Choi Mi-sun of Korea 6-2 in 4 sets to win the gold medal along the Huangpu River in the beautiful Pudong district of Shanghai. And then on Konyaaltı Beach in Antalya just a couple of weeks later, it was Choi Mi-sun going from silver medalist to gold medalist as she defeated Kibo Bae. So the Koreans have been dominant.
Good mental process.
But while the cat's away, the rest of us are playing here in Wrocław, Poland. And an opportunity for either Kato Ayano or Mackenzie Brown to break through and win a gold medal. It's 5-3 in favor of Mackenzie Brown. And Ayano
Nice strong shot here, Mackenzie.
coming back. Mackenzie Brown trying to hold her off after jumping out to that 4-0 start.
Yes, right there.
Terrific shot.
From the bottom side
She
of
was
the tent,
talking
good
to
shot.
Arrow while it was going down there too, so I don't know if that was more talking of determination, like get in there, or trying to bring it back from another place that she was aiming at.
Great determination. Kato Ayano. Sails high,
Focus
so
on the good.
A 9 will win,
All right.
and it'll bring it to a shoot-off. At this point, I tell myself gold is good.
well, I think that'll do it.
Yep, that seals the deal. We are going to a shoot-off.
Kato Ayano coming back from 4 down
Okay, just right.
and sending this match to a shoot-off as she wins the 5th set, takes the 5th set, ties it at 5-all, and we will go to our first shoot-off of the day. In fact, I think it's our first shoot-off of the weekend, if my memory serves me correct. We did not have any shoot-offs yesterday in compound competition and came close to one, but did not get it. And so Mackenzie Brown, if she's going to win this gold medal, she's going to have to do it in the one arrow shoot-off. She had a 4-0 lead after the first 2 sets, still up by 4 after 3 sets.
Yep.
But the Japanese opponent comes back, wins the 4th and the 5th set, and forces the shoot-off.
And for anybody who needs a quick reminder, shoot-off is going to be conducted in the same order that they had started the first set. And the archer with the arrow closest to the center will win this match. If the arrows are the exact same distance from the center as measured by the judges on these new target faces that they're putting up, then we'll go to a second arrow for shoot-off. But that's a very rare occurrence, and I think this past Copenhagen experience, I saw my first ever measurement to the 3rd arrow for team competition. And that is the most extremely rare occurrence I have ever seen in archery. But here we go for a shoot-off, and we're just calibrating our Falco Eye scoring system, which is our laser scoring system that encompasses the target, and that'll be able to give us a very accurate reading of which arrow is closer to the center. Of course, we're still going to need human intervention to measure the exact distance, but here we go for our shoot-off, and what better way to win a gold medal than a shoot-off?
Boy, psychology plays such a big part here. You've seen Mackenzie Brown. She's got to be disappointed that that 4-point lead got away from her, and she has to go to a shoot-off. Meanwhile, Kato Ayano is thrilled just to be in this position, to have this chance.
Yeah, shooting a 30 in the time that you needed to get back, very good for her.
All right, many have said it's an advantage to shoot first in the shoot-off. Mackenzie Brown with a chance to put the pressure on Kato Ayano. There's pressure right there.
That's what I'm talking about. I told you.
Wow, that was a very good shot.
She still has a chance, but she's going to have to hit the spider, I think. Kato Ayano, not even close. The gold medal goes to Mackenzie Brown of the United States.
And that is one of the best shots I've seen in this situation for a gold medal, shoot off for a gold medal. Be able to come out here and just confidently get up there and shoot an X. It's a very good shot, so well-deserved gold medal for Mackenzie Brown.
2 great competitors, and Mackenzie Brown is the one who comes out on top and gets her 2nd gold medal of the day as she comes through in the clutch and gets the 10 she needed in the shoot-off and wins on target number 1. And the pressure's off now. Now she can really relax.
And Mel's probably going to be bringing her ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah.
But
Rocky Road,
oh my goodness.
Oreo, whatever you need.
Anything from Baskin Robbins is very good. Or Cold Stone at that point. But congratulations to Kato Ayano from Japan.
Boy, she put up a great fight,
Coming
didn't she?
back from 4-0, that is an awesome fight. And to be able to shoot 30s, and there was a 28 with an 8 in there. I mean, that's great shooting for her to be able to just come back and really give Mackenzie Brown a run for her money in the gold medal match.
I really loved her determination, even when she was down 4-0 and 5-1. That look in her eye and on her face, she was determined and she fought back.
No, you can't ever
You have to
let
respect
up.
that.
You can't. You can't ever say this match is finished. And if you do say that to yourself, then the match will be finished because in your head you've already given up. So great shooting by Ayano, and I mean it's great to just bring Mackenzie Brown to the shoot-off in the gold medal match. But I mean, like Mackenzie Brown shooting that X, perfect. That was great.
Huge win for Mackenzie Brown, the biggest, arguably the biggest win of her career. Obviously just getting started in her career, but a huge win I'm sure she will never forget here in Wroclaw, where the shoes are off and we're waiting in the pond here. And waiting now for the men's bronze medal match. Going to be tough for the guys to follow that act.
Although I wouldn't put it past them. And up next, we're going to have Belarus versus Italy, European affair.
So congratulations again to Mackenzie Brown, whose world ranking I'm sure will rise. She picks up a lot of points, World Cup points here with the victory today. And actually, Mackenzie Brown had only been in one shoot-off before this one here today, and she had won that shoot-off. So she'd been in that situation before. Not an awful lot, but she'd been there before, and obviously that experience helped her get through and get the win today and pick up the gold medal. All right, moving on to the guys. It's the men's bronze medal match. First out, Anton Prilepov of Belarus, in search of his second medal of the afternoon. Won a bronze medal in mixed team competition just about 45 minutes ago, and he's back out on the field already. This week in individual match play, Prilepov scored a 6-0 straight set quarterfinal victory and then lost in straight sets in the semifinals. So let's take a good look at the 31-year-old, ranked 13th in the world right now. Joined his national team back in 2001. So far this year, 6-3 in match play. He'll be going head-to-head with Mauro Nespoli for the first time in his career. It's kind of interesting. Both those guys have been around that long and have never met up before.
Yeah, I think Nespoli actually started breaking on into the international scene in 2006, I believe. It was when I first saw his name at the top of the list, and I remember that back then there was a World Cup in Italy, and seeing his name right at the top, it was just like interesting. Who is this guy? Because back then we knew who the top names were, and his definitely wasn't a top name, but he is now making a big name for himself.
Oh, he's a big name in the sport of recurve archery. Mauro Nespoli of Italy, seeded 6th, coming into this bronze medal match. This week he knocked off Dai Xiaozhong of China 6-2 in the quarterfinals, lost in the semifinals 6-4 to Zach Garrett of the United States, whom we'll see momentarily in the men's gold medal match. But right now it's Prilepov and Nespoli going at it here for the men's bronze medal. Good matchup. And we've got Prilepov on target number 1, which seems to be the target that has been the charm so far today. In fact, I think that, well, actually, no, Elena Richter broke that streak, winning on target 2. So it's no guarantee, I guess.
At this level, it really is anybody's game, no matter of what, no matter which target you're on.
8.
Sinistro.
I was reading the facts on Mauro Nespoli when we pulled up the little fact sheet of him when we were introducing him, and it looks like he's gone down in bow weight, down to 52 pounds. Still a little bit higher than a lot of archers out there, but at one point in his life, I know he was shooting 60 pounds, which is just a ridiculous amount of weight, especially since we only need to reach 70 meters. But he's down to 52, so either his body is getting old like all of us do and just can't handle it anymore, or maybe he was just finding a better tune and a better result with lower weight.
If you sacrifice that much power, what are you getting back in return?
You're actually getting back a little bit more finesse in your shot. I just wanted to take a look at his stabilizer. See, there's a little bit of shake going on. So if it's nerves or muscles, I can't tell right now, but either way, going back to lowering your bow weight, when you raise your bow weight, you have to kind of brute force everything out. But when you've lowered the bow weight, you can get a little bit more finesse into your shot. But if you go a little bit too low, that's a good shot. If you go a little bit too low, then you're more prone to small variations in your release, so that the string comes out of your fingers directly affected by your fingers. So you want a high enough weight that it can push your fingers out of the way and that you can maintain with your muscles and everything, but you don't want such a high weight that your muscles will tire after X number of arrows where you needed Y number of arrows to shoot, where Y is bigger than X. So that's the only thing that I can think of for Nespoli. Maybe the coaches weren't happy with his shooting. Maybe he just wasn't performing at the level that he really wanted to. But barring that, I mean, he came away from London with a gold medal in the team round with shooting that high poundage. So he's here in a bronze medal match shooting 52 pounds, and he has won medals before shooting 60 pounds. So I think there's arguments to be had by both sides.
Shooting well this summer, Mauro Nespoli, team silver medalist in Copenhagen at the World Championships. Has 3 other Team World Championship medals in his trophy case back home. but trailing in this match 2-0 after dropping the first set by 3 points. Opens with a 9.
That's a 10. Just caught the line.
Prilepov going for his second medal of the day. And Nespoli trying to hold him off. Pair of 9s for Moro.
Prilepov looks very determined.
Oh, a
Except for
little
that,
flinch.
I spoke too soon. He knows it too.
Yeah,
he's
got
saying,
away with it in one, didn't he?
9.
Right on the line.
Prilepov just needs another 9 right now. Gold is good.
Says, I'll see ya.
There it is.
There it is. Take the set by 1 point. Pick up 2 more points and take a 4-0 lead in this match. Of course, we saw in the match right before this, 4-0 lead didn't mean an awful lot.
No, it didn't. It's still, the match is still alive until we've shot that final arrow that will gain an archer 6 set points, or get an archer 6 set points.
Good look at Prilepov, who did not medal till last month, has had a long career, finally broke through and medaled last month, coming off a bronze medal victory at the Continental Games in Baku, plus individual and team gold medals at the second leg of the European Grand Prix in Bucharest. He is a picture of perseverance. He's really stayed with his game, and here he is in Wroclaw, Poland, with a chance to win 2 medals. And is on the precipice of doing that. Leading 4-0. And trying to close out Mauro Nespoli and sweep him away en route to the gold, or excuse me, the bronze medal.
I was watching Prilepov's semi-final match. I was watching his semi-final match, and that was an interesting one to watch, because he didn't shoot nearly this well in his semi-final match, and you could see that he was getting very angry with himself. Same hole. That's very good.
Seems comfortable out here, though.
Yeah, I think what might have happened there is that he might have made some mistakes in his shooting that just stuck in his head, and told himself he's not going to be doing that today because that's not like him. That's not what he does. So this is a totally different archer than what I was watching in the semifinals. We'll just disregard the flinching that we've been watching.
No flinch there, but maybe he should have flinched. Flinched and shot at 10. That time he was solid and shot an 8. Nespoli taking advantage of the opportunity, and he finally wins a set. So that 9 was, or excuse me, the 8 by Prilepov on the previous shot was costly. And it will extend this match. Don't want to get out of the rhythm, don't want to get out of the groove.
I don't know what happened there, but yeah, Prilepov just opened up a little bit, and looks like Nespoli is trying to get a little bit more determination and coming out here and shooting the way he normally does. Again, he was behind 4-0, so maybe he just came down and relaxed a little bit and said, okay, I'll just shoot my shot because there's nothing for me to lose here.
Prilepov trying to win in just his second outdoor World Cup medal. The first came less than an hour ago in the mixed team bronze medal match. Now trying to make it 2 on the day. Trying to keep his composure right now as he's given up this third set, but still leads it 4-2. Now Mauro Nespoli, a little bit overcast, a little bit brighter now than it was at the start of this afternoon session. He's got those blue tinted sunglasses on.
Yep.
Those are suited for days where it's a little bit darker?
I can't speak to that because I've seen archers wearing them both on dark days and on very sunny days, but I do know that they are not that tinted in terms of blocking out the sun. So when I've tried a pair on and it was sunny outside, I was still squinting behind the lenses and the sun was still affecting my eyes. But what the blue lenses do there is accentuate the color yellow. So the archers see a very bright yellow dot to aim at. And for some archers, it lets them focus a little bit better on the middle of the target.
See it, hit it.
Yes, you see it, you hit it, but you also have to remember to make your shot, to perform your shot properly. Just because you can see the middle of the target doesn't mean that you're going to. Tough.
Something's
Just because
happened.
you can see the middle of the target doesn't mean that you're going to hit it. You still have to perform your shot, but this blue lens is working for a lot of archers, so that's what they still do.
So right now, Prilepov has to have a 10 to split this set. Anything less?
We're going to go to 4-4 if it's anything less than a 10. I think he heard me.
Big time shot by Prilepov, who comes through. So they split the set. They each receive 1 point, and it goes to 5-3 in favor of Anton Prilepov of Belarus. Prilepov seated 16th after qualifying. And qualifying in itself is an amazing challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
It's a long day, isn't it?
I've learned through the past years that even if you're seated at a certain level, let's say you're seated really high, the archer that you're faced up against in the first or second round can still handily beat you. And I was subject to this in Shanghai. I was ranked in the top 8. I was one of the protected top 8. And the person who was in 80-something place took me out in the first round. So it's, you can't
Kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, you can't just rely on your ranking to tell you that you're better than the other archer you're shooting against.
Okay.
Oh, the gritty Moro Nespoli trying to force this into a shoot-off, much as Kato Ayano did moments ago.
And if he wins this set, it's definitely going to go to a shoot-off.
Prilepov, well aware of that fact. Doesn't want it to get that far. Tied at 10. Can Nespoli nail another 10? Keep the pressure on Prilepov. Good shot. 1 and 1 better.
It was just a little shaky. It was more shaky than I'm used to seeing Nespoli.
Can Prilepov take advantage and move ahead? No. In fact, falls behind by 1. Advantage Nespoli.
It feels like the wind is picking up on the field. It's a 9 or
Interesting.
Our spotters are calling it a 9, and they're saying 10 to win for Prilepov. 10 will guarantee it.
For the bronze medal, his second of the day. Can he get it? No, it's outside the 10 ring. It's in the 9 ring. It's in the 9 ring, and Moro Nespoli has come back to force a shoot-off.
I wonder if there's somebody back on the practice range going, hey guys, we need some interesting matches out here, so let's everybody just tie. But here we go for another shoot-off, second in a row. We had nothing in shoot-offs for this weekend until now.
Till the women's gold medal match. And there we get the indication from the judge, and got to take your hat off to Moro Nespoli. What a gritty effort. Gutsy to come back after falling behind, just like Kato Ayano did, 4-0. But he fought his way back, won the 3rd set, split the 4th set, won the 5th set, and here we go for the 1-arrow shoot-off once again. Tied up at 5 apiece.
And we're just changing the targets once again, as is the rules for shoot-offs. Get a nice clean target so that there is absolutely no doubt on where the arrows are lying and what their measurements are.
Moro Nespoli, in addition to winning the team silver in Copenhagen at the World Championships 2 weeks ago in 2014, he was a silver medalist here in Wroclaw. 2013, picked up a silver medal in mixed team competition here in Poland and also qualified for the World Cup finals in Paris. 2012, of course, team gold medalist at the London Olympics. And in 2008, picked up a team silver medal in Beijing. So A lot of experience, a lot of success. He knows what it's like, knows what it takes. Been here before. But Prilepov's been around the block too. Two veterans going at it here in a shoot-off. Prilepov also, as you mentioned, I think earlier, Crispin, participating in the Olympic Games in Athens, which was actually just his second time on the world stage. Finished 9th in Athens at the 2004 Olympic Games. So here we go. One shot for the bronze medal. Those hearts beating fast here in Wroclaw as Nespoli will try to apply the pressure. Shooting first. Shooting low.
That leaves a little bit of space, and he knows it, and he's not happy with that shot. Prilepov can definitely make this shot.
The door is open for Anton Prilepov. Prilepov.
He gets
it.
High.
He got it, though. Closer to the center.
Nespoli shooting a 9.0 and Prilepov shooting a 9.4. And so far it's still unofficial, but visual confirmation is saying that Prilepov has taken that match. We're waiting for our judges, and there's the indication from the judge downrange. Prilepov walking away with a bronze medal.
Woo, what a sigh of relief for Anton Prilepov, who had a 4-0 lead, led 5-3, and then saw Mauro Nespoli take him to the shoot-off, but Prilepov able to come up with a little bit better shot in that shoot-off and comes away with his second medal of the day, his second bronze medal, and arguably one of the biggest days of his career here in Wrocław at Stage 3 on the Archery World Cup Tour.
I really want to be the fly on the wall when the coaches do a debrief with him and say, okay, so what was that flinching about? He can argue, I'm still shooting 10s after those flinches, so what are you talking about?
It's bottom line business. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
The results speak for themselves, and the results speak volumes for Anton Prilepov of Belarus, who comes away with his second medal of the day, his second bronze. Disappointing day for Mauro Nespoli, who had 2 shots at medaling here today, but comes up empty-handed in this match, much as he did this morning in the men's team medal match when Italy lost to China. And that was a match where Italy jumped out to a 2-0 lead after the first set, only to see China come back, win the next 3, and win the match 6-2. So, rough day at the office for Mauro Nespoli, but you're going to have that.
Yeah, you can't win them all, and I mean, you learn more from losing than you do from winning, and I'm sure Mauro is going to be going back home and reevaluating everything that he's doing and just making sure that everything that he's got on the go is perfect.
So after Indonesia's Riau Agatha defeated Korea's Lee Sung-young for the bronze medal in Shanghai, and Colin Klimacek claimed the bronze medal in Antalya, the bronze here in Wrocław goes to Anton Prilepov. Now, who will claim the gold medal? Will it be Zach Garrett of the United States? Seeded 7th after qualifying. Zach went out this week and put a good, strong week together. The young 20-year-old American scoring a 6-0 win over his teammate Sean McLaughlin in the quarterfinals, and then went 5 sets to defeat Mauro Nespoli in the semifinals. He also defeated Marcos de Almeida of Brazil along the way. So, a good week's work already put in by Zach Garrett. And we want to thank Zach for joining us this morning and commentating on the team medal matches out here this morning in Centennial Hall Park. Zach Garrett of the United States, ranked 46th in the world, and 5-3 in match play so far this season. We've seen him quite a bit in team competition. Now, here he is with a chance to score his biggest win of his career.
Yeah, and he was a key player in the World Youth Championships earlier this year. So he's definitely been on this type of stage before, and it's nothing new to him. And
certainly not new for this man, Jean-Charles Valladont.
Yeah. Jean-Charles has that signature fist pump while the arrow is still in the air when he knows that arrow is going to be good. So we'll see how many of those he does today.
Jean-Charles Valladont of France, a 6-4 winner in the quarterfinals, and then, this is impressive, he blanked Prilepov 6-0 in the semifinals, ranked 15th in the world, on the national team since 2007, 5-3 so far in match play this year and meeting Zach Garrett in head-to-head competition for the first time in their careers. So, the 7th-seeded Zach Garrett against the 4th-seeded Jean-Charles Valladont. Interesting to note, the top 3 qualifiers this week all went out early. Colin Klimacek, Brady Ellison, and Marcus de Almeida. So it speaks to what you were talking about in terms of the seedings after qualifying.
Yeah, I believe that Brady and Marcus went out in the same round that I did, and I was ranked 5th, so it doesn't matter what your ranking is. It matters how you perform on the day of match play.
Jean-Charles starting off with a 9. Zach Garrett, who did a lot of studying during that team competition this morning, watching very carefully what the archers were doing on target number 2. Starts out a little bit high.
Just looking at that photo of, well, that video feed of Zach, it only looks like he has 6 arrows in his quiver. That's really interesting because you have a 6-arrow rotation. And so what happens is you shoot your first 3 arrows and you don't go down to get them. Your archer's agent scores them for you, and then you have runners that bring back your arrows. But after you shot your first 3 arrows, you have to have another set of 3 arrows to shoot. So looking at his quiver right here, you can see that there's only 3 arrows left in his quiver, besides the one that's in his bow right now. And
oh, you can see Jean-Charles leaning out there.
yeah, he didn't think that was a good shot.
He just left the door open for Zach Garrett, who with a 10 right here can split the set.
Yep.
Good release and the good result. And a big time shot by Zach Garrett out of Wellington, Missouri, back in the heartland of America. And so Zach comes back, ties it up, splits the set, and we're at 1-all.
Again.
But I love it.
So what I was saying before is from what I can see here, it only looks like he's got 3 more arrows in his quiver. So that means that he's got these 3 arrows to shoot at the target now, because the first 3 arrows that he shot are going to stay down range until he shot arrows 4, 5, and 6, and then a runner brings them back. But what would be going through my head is what happens if you wreck a knock or a fletching or something like that. Pretty much have to assign your coach to fix those for you while you're shooting your other arrows, but he's just showing up with 6 arrows. That's pretty brave of him.
Zach coached by Kissick Lee since 2013. Garrett shooting in his first individual gold medal match. Jean-Charles to shoot first, and the Frenchman shoots low.
That's a little uncharacteristic for Jean-Charles.
Opportunity right here for Zach Garrett. Held it a little longer.
But he's got a very strong, confident release, so that'll save a lot of points for you.
Valladont
He knew that shot was good. As soon as that release came off, you could see it in his face where he just said, yep, that's a 10.
Zach needs at least a 9 to keep pace. Just outside the 9 ring. Falls behind by 1.
Lighting is changing on the field now. It's gone from overcast to sunny, so what that does for you is changes the way you see your sight and your string, which could be accounting for, well, that was a very static release, but he still got it. Can account for how you see things and how your aiming goes.
So this set will go to Jean-Charles Valladont as Zach Garrett gets back into the 9 ring. That falls behind in the match by a score of 3-1.
And I was right, there are only 6 arrows in Zach's quiver, as his quiver is completely empty now.
Well, now we know we can get him for Christmas.
I'm sure he's got sponsors for that one.
Oh, okay. Zach, a great young man. I was reading an article about him, and when he was asked what his greatest sacrifice for archery has been, he said when he was 14 years old, he took all the money he'd been saving for about 6 years to buy a car and took it and bought a bow instead. That's tough for a 14-year-old kid to go ahead and take your car money and buy a bow.
Wait, hold on. When he was 14, he had been saving for
6 years already.
So since he was 8.
Yep.
I don't think I was even thinking about cars when I was 8.
I was.
At least purchasing my own car. I knew I loved my Hot Wheels.
Now I think about repairing the cars.
Yeah.
Right now, Zach trying to do some repair work himself. Little damage done in that second set, but he comes back strong to open up the third. Man from the Show Me State trying to show everybody here in Wroclaw, Poland, he's capable of winning a gold medal, as is Jean-Charles Valladont.
That was a very, it didn't have life. That release did not move the way it was supposed to. It like stopped short of following through, which is really important, especially at this level.
So when you say that the hand didn't come all the way back?
Yeah, exactly. It was still touching like his cheek.
Okay.
Whereas it should be almost behind his jaw.
Right.
Jusqu'au bout. Ouais, c'est ça, j'y sais.
Still advantage Garrett, who can put this set out of reach with a 10.
Yeah.
Got it. And got the set.
And we're tied again, 3-3. These archers are putting on a great show for everybody.
They really are. And that's a good shot by Jean-Charles Valladont. But what I loved is the competitiveness that we've seen in these last three matches. They have really been competitive. It started with the women's gold medal match between Mackenzie Brown and Kato Ayano. Prilepov and Nespoli also went to a shoot-off. Could we be headed for a shoot-off here? Possibly. We're tied at 3.
Possible. Exactly.
We are tied at 3 here in Wrocław. The French contingent on the edge of their seats.
And Valladont has already been on this field. He knows what this field does. This is Zach's first time being on the field. I'm wondering if there's any advantage to that at this moment, because now it's different conditions. Now it's sunny. And whereas before it was overcast.
No stroll through the park for either of these archers. Tied up at 3 apiece. They split the first set. Valladont took the second set. Zach Garrett wins the third set. And here we go in set number 4. Jean-Charles trying to forge ahead and gets a 10 just inside the line.
Allez, prêt.
Nice.
Great release.
There we go.
Followed through, got the result he needed.
Bien placé. Loin. 10. Et jusqu'au bout.
Valladont veers off into the 8 ring.
Tout de suite.
Relax neck. Take it strong.
Opportunity for Zach Garrett. Takes advantage, moving ahead by 1.
Too right, too right. Let's keep it up.
Allez, on reste dessus. 10. Jusqu'au bout. Ouais, pas loin.
Just outside, dancing around that 10 ring.
And he knows that he has left Zach with an opportunity to take this set from him.
Just needs basically a 9 right here to win the set.
Gold is good.
Yep.
10.
10's better. I'll see you and I'll raise you. So Zach Garrett now has moved ahead in the match and has taken the lead for the first time in this match. The 20-year-old from the United States, Wellington, Missouri to be exact. Zach grew up on a 10-acre farm outside of the Kansas City area and basically shot on the farm. They set up a target and gave him his bow and arrow. In fact, his grandfather's the one who gave him his first bow when he was a young kid.
And then he just couldn't live without it. Had to spend his car money.
Had to spend his car money, get himself a really good bow, and here he is in Wrocław, Poland, after 4 sets, leading 5-3
Allez, j'y sais.
in his first gold medal match on the world stage.
Allez, bien
Trying to
préparé.
close out Jean-Charles Valladont. Easier said than done.
Yeah, Jean-Charles is
Bien
a
actif
very,
jusqu'au
very
bout.
tough competitor.
10.
So it's the fact that he's down 5-3 is not any indication of how this match is going to turn out.
Jean-Charles has won 7 World Cup medals, including an individual bronze medal here in Wroclaw last year.
Jean-Charles' first shot definitely should be a 9-star. It's very hard to see whether that's touching the 10 ring or not. It's 9, we would call it a 9.9. It's very close.
Backed into a corner, he comes out swinging another 9. Jean-Charles, who's given his French team a real shot in the arm by getting to this gold medal match after France struggled so much in Copenhagen at the World Championships. In fact, Jean-Charles said he went to a small retreat in the country to fish and regroup after Copenhagen. He regrouped all right. He's at the gold medal match, and he's in a position right here to tie this up and send it to a shoot-off, and it looks like he probably will. Although it depends on how they score that first shot. Now they're saying 10 to win.
That could be, yeah, that might not be right.
Well, it's an academic point.
Either way, we're going to a shoot-off again.
So here we go. On Recurve Sunday in Wrocław, Poland, the sun has come out, shining brightly. Whom will it shine the brightest on? Will it be Jean-Charles Valladont, who made it to the bronze medal match here last year against Marcus de Almeida? Or will it be 20-year-old Zach Garrett of the United States, who missed out on a team bronze medal in Antalya this year, missed out on a bronze medal at the World Championships in Copenhagen 2 weeks ago, trying to get it done on his own. A little fist bump from Kissigli. And it's one shot for the gold medal. Either way, they're going to come, each one of these guys will come away a winner. They'll each get a medal.
But it's who gets that gold medal is the big question right now.
Do we have any supporters of Team USA? Do we have any supporters for Zach Garrett?
Who embraces the moment? Who handles the pressure? Who can guess which way the wind is blowing? Jean-Charles Valladont and Zach Garrett in our third consecutive shoot-off here on Recurve Sunday. One more arrow to bring this weekend to a conclusion. And a great week of archery here in the Wrocław. The fresh target faces. You've been in shoot-offs before. You like them?
I had one.
They're fun to watch.
They're fun to watch, that's for sure. But I had one tournament where I had, I think, 3 or 4 shoot-offs in my whole match play run. And it's a
little draining after a while, I gotta think.
Well, at some points you just go, really, again? I have to do this again? But I mean, you can't really think of them any differently than how you normally shoot. You just got to get up there, shoot your shot. There are some people that say, you know, shoot the shot off first and try to get a 10 and like put that shadow in the middle so that your competitor can see that. Just get a little psyched out for that one. But I don't think that really works that well. Any good shooter will shoot an arrow in the middle when they want to and when they need to.
Jean-Charles, with a wealth of experience, won a team bronze medal at the World Championships in Belek in 2013. 2011, a team gold medal in Antalya, a team bronze medal in Shanghai, and a team silver at the World Championships in Torino, all in 2011. Trying to use all of that experience right here as he goes first in the shoot-off. In the 9 ring.
9.5. He's got some space. He's left some space for Zach Garrett.
Zach Garrett for the gold. No, it goes to Jean-Charles Valladont. And he'd love to have a mulligan, but
unfortunately you don't get that one in archery, and Jean-Charles is definitely pumped up. He shot really well. He was definitely a strong shooter, and he shot really strong this week. Congratulations for him. That's kind of a little bit of a redemption from Copenhagen, and good for him. Good for him for the gold medal. And congrats to Zach Garrett. I mean, he's been a very, very tough competitor, and making it to the gold medal final against Jean-Charles is a really, really good accomplishment for him. especially still being a junior.
Zach Garrett, nothing to be ashamed of. That was an awesome performance by the young American out of Missouri. But Jean-Charles Valladont coming down through when the chips were down, came up with a 9. And for Zach Garrett, unfortunately, his arrow sailed to the left into the 8 ring. And that's all she wrote, as the gold medal goes to France and Jean-Charles Valladont. So Jean-Charles completes a good run this week. He had defeated Prilepov 6-zip in the semifinals, had a much tougher battle with Zach Garrett right here. And we have been treated to some tremendous archery here in Wroclaw at stage 3, especially in these last 3 matches. The women's gold, the men's bronze, and the men's gold medal matches all going to shoot-offs, all down to the wire, and could have gone either way on any one of those. And who knows? The win might have picked up for one archer, maybe not for another. Who knows?
It's totally tough to tell for what happens during during shoot-offs, especially for the gold and bronze medals. But it's I mean, it definitely shows who the strong archers are and who is the slightly stronger archer under that type of pressure.
So this is how it's gone so far this season on the outdoor campaign in the World Cup Tour in Shanghai at stage 1. It was Kubon Chan of Korea defeating Kim Woo-jin in 5 sets, 6-4. In Antalya, on Konyaaltı Beach, it was Lee Sung-yoon of Korea defeating Kim Woo-jin. Kim Woo-jin's gotten to a couple of gold medal matches, has not been able to get over the top and win the gold medal. So the first 2 gold medals went to Kubon Chan and Lee Sung-yoon of Korea. Gold medal here today goes to Jean-Charles Valladont of France. All right, time now to hand out the medals. And first, it's the mixed team presentation of the medals as we take you back to the start of our afternoon session here on World Archery, or Archery TV, I should say. Along with Crispin Duenas of Canada, I'm Carl Arky, and that's Tom Dielan, Secretary General of the World Archery Federation, along with the President of the local organizing committee. Our hats off to the local organizing committee here in Wroclaw, not just for this year, but for the 2 previous years that we've been coming here for various stages of the World Cup Tour. In the mixed team bronze medal competition, it was Belarus and France going head-to-head. And Belarus, after winning a quarterfinal shoot-off with the United States and dropping their semifinal match to Mexico 5-3, Elena Kuznetsova and Anton Prilepov teamed up and put on a powerful performance against France. It was tied 1-1 after the first set, still tied after the second set, but Belarus pulling away in the third set to go up 4-2, and then closing it out in the fourth set to win 6-2 and capture the bronze medal. Joining Mexico and Japan as bronze medalists in mixed team play so far this season. Then in the finals match, it was India and Mexico. India getting to the gold medal match by defeating Spain and France. Deepika Kumari and Mangal Singh Champia getting to the gold medal match. They were again tied 1-1 after the first set. Mexico moved out to a 3-1 lead and then closed it out in the third set, winning 5-1. Again, in mixed team competition, the first team to 5 scores the victory. So India going home with the silver medal. And the gold medal going to Mexico. Mexico getting to the gold medal match with wins over China and Belarus. And even though their coaches and staff are back in Mexico, these archers on their own, they're old enough, they're experienced enough, they're mature enough to be able to take care of themselves, and they did today.
They have definitely been around on the circuit for long enough to know what's going on.
Not their first rodeo.
No, and I think Aida Roman just got hit in the forehead with her gold medal.
Nothing phases Aida Roman.
No, it was when it was getting put on, but I mean, like, here's your medal.
Linda Ochoa enjoying it. And Juan Rene Serrano along with Aida Roman, the duo that wins the mixed team gold medal here at stage 3 in Wroclaw, Poland.
Please rise for the national anthem of Mexico.
Mexico the gold, India the silver, and Belarus the bronze medal. Proud moment for Aida Roman and Juan Rene Serrano, who have hopes and dreams of standing atop the victory podium at the World Cup finals in Mexico City come October. Long way to go between now and then, though.
Yeah, we still have another stage of the World Cup coming up in Colombia, where some archers will be making that final push to try to make it into the World Cup final. That includes me. But it's been a long season for lots of these archers, and it's starting to wear thin on some of them, but the stronger ones, or the strongest ones, you still see out there competing really strong and still really putting arrows in the middle when they need to.
And this has been a rough stretch for these archers, who many of them have come over here, and when you look at the World Championships and then you look at this stage here in Wrocław, that's 2 major events in a 3-week span of time. And so, and some of the archers, as yourself, have been over here longer than that. Yeah, so you're away from home, you're out of your routine, and
living out of a suitcase.
Living out of a suitcase, yeah.
Yeah, it gets a little tiring on you. Some of the Pan American archers as well had the Pan Am Games right before the World Championships. Right after we were finished with our medal rounds at the Pan Am Championships, we were on a plane next day to get out to, well, some of us, Germany, and start acclimatizing to the European time, European food, all of that type of stuff before moving to Denmark.
Get your body clock acclimated.
Exactly, and training out there. But I think that was really beneficial to a lot of us, especially our Team Canada. When we went out there and started shooting out there, we basically never left that tournament mindset. We just went to a training camp, we did our thing, and we performed at Copenhagen.
By the way, kudos to Canada on the and Toronto on the Pan Ams.
Thank you.
I was able to watch, and I thought, great job, great venues, well done.
Yeah, a lot of people said really good things about the Pan Ams, and it showcased Toronto, which isn't widely known throughout the world.
Oh, great city, great city.
A lot of people thought it was something that they would come back to.
Now the presentation of the medals to the women, who were able to navigate through the field and get to the medal matches here in Wrocław, Poland. Elena Richter, Kato Ayano, and Mackenzie Brown. Elena Richter first up on the victory stand. Elena Richter of Germany. And Elena Richter, who had a pretty tough match herself, didn't go to a shoot-off. She won at 7-3, but Kristina Esabua of Georgia certainly gave her all she could handle, maybe even a little bit more. It was tied at 1-1 after the first set, 3-1 in favor of Richter. After the second set, Elena went ahead 5-1 after 3 sets. Looked like she could put it on cruise control, but Esabua came back to cut the lead down to 5-3, and then in closely contested 5th set, it went the way of Richter, who wins the match 7-3. Meanwhile, Kato Ayano, one of the tougher competitors we've seen out here today, she fell behind by 4 points after 3 sets in her match in the gold medal showdown with Mackenzie Brown. She was able to win the 4th set and the 5th set, forced to shoot off, but had to settle for the silver medal, as Mackenzie Brown's shot was closest to the center, which is why this young lady out of Flint, Texas, will stand atop the victory podium here in Poland. So, Mackenzie Brown of the United States, just 20 years old, scoring the biggest win of her career thus far. Many more to come, I'm sure. Mel Nichols very proud of Mackenzie Brown, as he is all of his archers. But this young lady's got a bright, bright future. And improves on her performance already this summer. She's had a good summer. Won the individual silver medal in Yankton at the World Youth Championships. Defeated Alejandra Valencia in the gold medal match at the Arizona Cup, and here claims the gold medal in Poland. Looking ahead with that eye towards Mexico City, the 25 points that Mackenzie Brown picks up right here puts her pretty much into the thick of things in the World Cup standings right now. She may be in about 4th or 5th place right now.
Yeah, and she'll probably be going to Colombia as well now that she's got those World Cup ranking points that can possibly get her to the final. So willing to bet she's very, very willing to get out to Colombia and show that she deserves to be in Mexico City at the final.
After stage 1 in Shanghai, it was Kang Chae-young of Korea leading, followed closely by Choi Mi-sun and Kibo Bae, and then they kind of just shuffled the order a little bit after stage 2 in Antalya. Choi Mi-sun taking over the top spot with 46 points, Kibo Bae in 2nd place with 39, and Kang Chae-young with 36 points. Katuna Lorg was in 4th place, coming to Wroclaw, Poland with 21 points. And of course, we just saw Mackenzie Brown pick up 25 points. So obviously she gets into the picture as well.
And it bumps some people out of the picture, and I'm willing to bet they're going to be coming at it with full force when we go to Medellin in Colombia.
Gets real down in Colombia, doesn't it?
It will.
It gets real. It got real out here in the men's competition. A pair of shoot-offs to determine our medalists. What a show these three gentlemen put on here this afternoon, along with, we don't want to forget about Moro Nespoli. He was part of this as well. Doesn't get to the victory podium, but
put up a good fight.
Sure did. Pushed Prilepov to the limit. 2 shoot-offs in both the bronze and the gold medal match. And again, a tip of the cap to the local organizing committee here in Wrocław. Thank you so much for this year and the past 2 years that we have been here on the Archery World Cup Tour.
They've done a great job in providing everything that the archers needed, especially a training camp that they had in Legnica, which is about an hour away, another town. They just basically put out an invitation to archers after the World Championship in Denmark, and a bunch of archers took advantage of that. I was part of it. Some American archers were part of it. The whole Iranian team was part of it, which was really cool to see. Some Brazilians, some Colombians, some Mexicans, New Zealand, and Virgin Islands. So a lot of archers benefited from that by not having to go home for 3 days and then come back.
And it was good thinking on the part of the local organizing committee. It probably convinced more archers to come to this stage and participate because of that.
Just stay in Europe and do their thing. Keep on training, which is definitely what I did.
Not a bad thing, summer in Europe. And I'm sure Zach Garrett will never forget his summer here in Europe. The 20-year-old picking up the silver medal in a shoot-off. Anton Prilepov picking up the bronze medal in a shoot-off. Prilepov jumping out to a 4-0 lead over Moro Nespoli, who fought back to tie it up at 5-all and force a shoot-off that Prilepov was able to win. Zach Garrett not quite as fortunate. Jean-Charles Valladont able to take advantage of the opportunity and the moment, and the Frenchman wins the gold medal here as he wins the shoot-off. Jean-Charles Valladont had trailed in his match 5-3 after the 4th set, but was able to gut it out, get it to a shoot-off as he won the 5th set, and then scored a 9 as Zach Garrett shot an 8. And Jean-Charles able to proudly stand atop the victory podium here on the grounds of Centennial Hall in Wroclaw.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of France.
There you have it, our final medal ceremony of the tournament. Congratulations to Jean-Charles Valladont from France, making a lot of people from France very happy to hear their national anthem.
And again, it was a tough week in Copenhagen for the French team.
Yeah.
Jean-Charles able to
retribution.
This is the medicine that the French team probably needed. The French team also having a chance to medal in the mixed team bronze medal match, not able to come through there. So he was their last best hope, and he came through. So Jean-Charles Valladont picking up the bigger check, the gold medal, and the 25 World Cup points. And as you look at the standings, after stage 2, it was Kim Woo-jin on top with 42 points, Lee Sung-young with 40. Kubon Chan had 30 points. Of course, only 2 Koreans can go to the World Cup finals. Brady Ellison was in 4th place with 26 points, followed by Oh Jin-hyuk and Colin Klimenchuk, both with 23 points. So now Jean-Charles Valladont vaults himself into the picture as well as he picks up 25 points. It can be interesting to see how this all shakes out after Colombia Medellin.
Yeah, and I know the Koreans will be going to Colombia as well. Originally they weren't slated to go, but now they are going. And we'll see what happens to their World Cup ranking points as they try to fight out to find out which Koreans go to the World Cup final. They're all there, but I'm betting they are trying to fight for their chance to be at the final.
Try to lock down a spot in Mexico City come October. Now we're talking about the Longines Prize for Precision, and Zach Garrett back out. So Zach does indeed come away a winner. Won the silver medal. I know he won a gold, but silver is great.
And he also walk home with this watch. You could just figure out where to stand.
Exactly. Rookie.
No, I'm betting that he's just on cloud 9 right now, because I remember talking to him earlier and he was saying that he really wanted to get that watch, and this is what he came out to do, and he did it. So congratulations to Zach Garrett for winning the Precision Prize, which basically means he shot the most 10s out of all the men recurve shooters here at this tournament.
Well, the two guys you just saw right there, Chris Wells and Fernando Suarez, they always shoot 10s in my book.
Yeah.
Those guys do a great job of helping to stage this. Fernando assisting Chris Marsh, of course. And Chris Wells, our communications director. And he'll have a lot to write about. This young man, Zach Garrett, who wins the Longines Prize for Precision here in Wroclaw, Poland this week. The most 10s of any recurve archer.
Of any male recurve archer.
Male recurve archer, excuse me, yes.
For each of the 4 stages, they award a different division. So this stage happened to be the men's recurve division.
It's a lot of 10s, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, it basically means that he lasted the longest in the matches as well, and in doing so, he shot the most 10s out of the people who lasted the same amount that he did, which was all the way to the gold medal match.
Diane Watson, Cindy, thumbs up. Been a good day for the USA. Zach Garrett, as we recap, winning the silver medal, the gold medal going to Jean-Charles Valladont. In the men's bronze medal match, it was Anton Prilepov prevailing over Mauro Nespoli in a shoot-off. It also went to a shoot-off in the women's gold medal match. Mackenzie Brown, defeating Keito Ayano of Japan in a shoot-off 6-5. In the women's bronze medal match, Elena Richter comes out on top, 7-3. In the mixed teams, it was Belarus beating France 6-2, and the gold medal went to Mexico. The silver to India, as Aida Roman and Juan Rene Serrano come up with a 5-1 win for the mixed team gold medal. Of course, earlier in the day, if you're just joining us right now, in the team competition, on the women's side, it was the USA coming away with a 6-0 win over Georgia. Georgia getting the silver, and the bronze medal going to China with a 6-2 win over Italy. And in the men's team competition, it was the USA defeating Germany 6-2. China also winning in the bronze medal match 6-2 over Italy. Final thoughts, Crispin, on what you saw today?
I think it shows the depth that a lot of countries possess. Definitely USA has done something really good with their archers, coming away with a lot of medals today and yesterday. So congratulations to all teams, all competitors on a great showing in Wrocław. It was a really tough competition to have it this close after the World Championships, but they prevailed. And everybody is going home happy. Well, mostly happy.
Well, I'm happy, and happy to have had you here alongside today, Crispin. Thanks again so much. And our thanks as well to Fila, Kia, Sport Toto, Longines, and Turkish Airlines for their great support of World Cup Archery. Congratulations to all who medaled and all who came and competed. Now the 2015 tour heads to South America, and our final stage 4 in lush and lovely Medellin, Colombia. We'll have live shot-by-shot coverage coming up on World Archery TV. For Crispin Duenas and our entire crew, I'm Carl Arky, saying thanks for your time this time. Till next time, so long from Wrocław.
There are those of us who like to venture to the unexplored, to see the beauty in the strange and unknown. Those of us who go out there with a sense of wonder. If you're one of us, and if you want to explore more of this great planet, we're ready to take you there. It's time. Turkish Airlines. Widen your world.
Tworząc nową Kia Sorento, myśleliśmy o ludziach takich jak Daniel, dla których najwyższą wartość stanowi połączenie perfekcji i jakości z wyrafinowaną sztuką i